What's up, beautiful people, to another episode of the Ricky Jones Jr. podcast. It's me, Ricky Jones Jr., back again for another episode, which I'm also excited. I'm just building up my excitement more than anything because I need it, right? I was obviously a little off on my time in posting today's video, but nonetheless, I said to myself, I have to post a video. I have to post a podcast. The people need it, and I'm here to give it in large part. And it's kind of cool because it's I know the episode in which I want to deliver, and it's cool because different things, thoughts come to mind. It's nah, don't put that out there. Different fears come to mind. It's nah, you're not ready to put that out there. But it's no, I am, because it's something that I know could help other people. And like I said on Tuesday, we're talking about being yourself, living your life to the fullest. In large part, I'm saying this would be beneficial because a lot of us want to do just that. However, there have been things in our lives that have stopped us at moment in life from living life that way, that now when we want to do it, it's man, I don't know how to do it. I want to do it. I hate that I see other people doing it and I want to do it, but I can't do it like they're doing it because something within me is not allowing me to be who I am. And it's oh man, I actually came into grips with the various things that took place in my life that was okay, this is what stopped me. This is what, I won't say stopped me, but this was something that I had to overcome, which then allowed for me to be freely me, all that I am, and express myself in a way in which I am happy, which is just me living out my life to the fullest, right? So if that's something that you're interested in, please go ahead and click that like button if you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast channel if you haven't already done so on YouTube, or follow us and all that good stuff on your favorite podcasting platform that you are listening to us, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and get into it now. The monumental thing that was this is I told y'all I've been wrestling with it for a while, but we're here now, and I honestly believe the people that I'm speaking towards will be able to receive this well because we have a great relationship. But nonetheless, one of the things that had, I won't say derailed, but allowed for me, I told y'all, man, it's a little bit of a struggle, but it's all love at the end of the day. So one of the things, let me just give you a background of myself, and I believe that it helped me work through what it is that I'm trying to say. And so growing up, my dad, he was a preacher. I've known him to be a preacher my whole life, raised in a Baptist church, and that's what we did. We went to church on Sunday, Chick-fil-A was closed on Sunday. We was active on Sunday, active at the church, okay? Hey, praise the Lord. And I'm still true to my faith as well, so don't get it twisted, all right? And my mother, she was a lieutenant colonel, or she retired as a lieutenant colonel in the Army, and so that lets you know what type of individual she is if you understand that life. If you don't, just know that she was an important person that was a boss of people, okay, at a very great high level. But nonetheless, she did that, which meant for me, honestly, I had people watching me on her side. I had people watching me on the church side, which the church side was very active and watchful in my life. And you all know, for those that are probably watching this YouTube channel or listen to this podcast, y'all know what they say about preachers' kids. They the worst ones. The list goes on. Everybody watching you to see what you're doing, because if you mess up, then they're going to come for your father like he'll mess up, because surely if a man can't control his own home, how he gonna, you know how people use the scriptures. But anyway, all that being said, I was under the magnifying glass, okay? For those that can't see, it's a magnifying glass that I'm holding up, and I was under that magnifying glass because I was my parents' only kid, so I was the only one that they could watch, okay? And I said within myself, right? So with those borders, with those bumpers, okay, I'm gonna call it that way, with those bumpers, I then lived my life in a certain way so that I did not bring shame, or I did not bring any ill will to my parents, right? I lived my life to make sure they were respected in their arenas, that they were not looked at no type of way, you know what I'm saying? So I did what I felt like was necessary, okay? And I lived my life that way. Now, beautified side of it, wow, I just made that up, maybe. The beautiful side, beautified, if as I said before, side of it is it helped me to live a good life at the end of the day. So I'm not knocking it, no stretch, right? It's just something that I had to overcome, and I had to realize this was something that I had to overcome. But it kept me in a good spot in life because, you know, it wasn't too much craziness I wasn't going to do, because I'm like, oh, no, I can't do that. I'm a Jones, and the Joneses, we just don't do that. And then it was certain things that I didn't allow myself to fall victim of because I didn't want to bring any backlash, any shame, anything to my parents, okay? And so it helped in that respect. However, as I grew up, right, because I was able to live that life while I was under their roof, in their household, make sure I did what they told me to do, make sure everything was dressed. But however, when I went out to college, things were a little bit different. I then had a new environment. I then had new friends. I then had new people around me that really didn't know who I was connected to. So it was a new sense of freedom that it was like, hold up, wait a minute. I can live and do what I want to do. All right. And it's not even a part of just being me yet. Right. We're going to get to that part. But I was able to do what I wanted to do before I did what I needed to do, mixed in with a little bit of what I wanted to do. But it was very minimal. OK, it was enough to feel like I was living life, but not enough that I was just doing life. OK, which that's a whole nother subject, whole nother conversation. But anyway, I'm over here in college, living life. What do I do freshman year? I drank a little gin. My friend of mine, he had some gin. I drank the gin. I was like, oh, whoa. Gin is not for me, okay? And then I had to switch it up, but the list goes on. And then even with smoking, right? I was like, oh, you know, I heard about smoking. Let me try this. Let me try it out. Smoked a little bit. I was like, oh, snap. Like, it's not so bad, you know? I'm not going to hell right now, so maybe I could just smoke a little bit more. And however, I was still mindful. Here's the funny part about it. I was still mindful that I had to go back home. And what going back home meant was that I was then put back under the magnifying glass of how people viewed me, what expectations they had of me. And again, making sure my parents weren't, you know, shamed. So I had a mental thought that I didn't want to smoke the marijuana too much where my lips would get black, okay? Because I started watching other people. When they started smoking, lips would get black. And so I was like, no. When it got too short, if it burnt my fingers, it was not coming to my lips. That was just the story, and I was sticking to it. And so I was still conscious, okay? So those were some things that I did just to say, okay, this is me. I'm going to try me. I'm going to do me, and I'm going to see what me likes. And so did those things. And then, you know, I realized when I then transferred from Valdosta to LSU is when I really came into like who I am. And I came into who I am, been asking God, like, man, God, like, what am I here for? What is my purpose? Why am I here? Why am I in this earth right now? Like, there obviously has to be a reason for me being here other than just doing what I want to do, living life on a regular, going to school, coming out, getting a job, having a family, having kids, and letting them do the same thing. So that's when I started tapping into like, why am I here? The big why. And I say that to say like asking the right questions. And caveat, to the right people or the right person or the right one will give you the answer that will change your life and make your life the better. Too often we live life in a way where we're not asking questions. We're just going about life, doing what we do, doing what's been done, doing what we think we should do, and coming out with the outcome that we come out with, as opposed to going into things with an understanding of the why behind the thing, which purpose, you got to know purpose, because where purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. And so with that, you have to know why you're doing what you're doing. I want to know why I'm here. Why was my life put into this earth at this time? Okay, I could have came 200 years ago. I could have came 200 years from now. But no, I'm here, right? I'm here for a reason. I'm here for a purpose. So God, what is that? And so, you know, I prayed. I started hearing. I was like, okay, I'm getting a swing of things. I'm getting, you know, boom, 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 boom. And honestly, that's when I started to find shaping. I started to find a realization of what I'm here to do and who I really am and how to actually be me. I had an understanding because it was purpose. Purpose taught me who I am. Purpose taught me how I'm supposed to live my life. Purpose taught me how to go about life and then just having fun with it. Okay, so often a lot of us do life and live life in a way so strict and narrow. Now, I will say this. Some things I'm very specific about. Some things I'm very strict about. However, as it pertains to life in general, I love to have fun. I love to make people laugh. I love to bring smile on people's faces. I love to bring smile on my faces. So truth be told, oftentimes when I'm making other people laugh, I'm doing it because I'm subliminally laughing as well. And so they just happen to be a byproduct of my laughter and they just laughing too. But nonetheless, I love doing those things. But however, purpose was the avenue in which I went about living that life. And so boom, I started making these connections, but then shedding these past thoughts because it wasn't so much about what my parents and how they were going to be affected by the things that I did. No, I started living life in a way that was beneficial for me. And in essence, as I was living life purposefully and living life the way I was created to be, it brought light to them. Because, I mean, even as a parent, there's no, well, I won't say no greater joy because I don't know all the various joys of parenthood, but I am sure there was a great joy when I knew why I was here and started living in that for my parents. And as that worked out, as that looked like, that's what that was. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, he in God's hands at this point. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what point of life will you just, I already did for my kids. They are 6 and 3. I put them in God's hands. It is what it is. God gonna work it all out for them. And but nonetheless, in it all, like, that is what I had to do. I had to come into the grips of who I am, and who I am, I live out of that. And so the fullness of who I am, the expressions of who I am, is all because of all that I am, and the part and the reason, the purpose and the reason in which I am here, right? So what am I saying for all this to say? I hope that my story was able to help you see who you are, see where you are, but ultimately help you to know that you can get to where you want to be, which is living life completely, living life freely, living life in all that you are, living life in your purpose, living life in your destined, ordained authority, living life in your dominion, right? And it's truly in the ram sounds uber deep, so let me erase that word visually, okay, and even out of my mind. But when you operate in that, all right, you then are within why you are here, and be free, right? Be free in all that you are. If I was just equated to like a basketball player, Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan, obviously, he plays basketball. He was gifted and talented to play basketball, and he had the ability to do so. He was able to be who he was on the basketball court doing what he did. What did that mean? Sticking his tongue out when he dunking, having his shoes, having his mindset and mentality of, I'm here to win. Bump all the friendships. I'm here to win. Because why? That is how his purpose in life was exemplified or shown in the world. Who are you? What is it that you're supposed to be doing? What is it and the reason why you're here? And operate in that to its fullness and authenticity of who you are. Just as unique as your fingerprint is, so is the way in which you carry out why you are here, the purpose you are here, the gifts that you have, the missions that you have, that you are going to run your life, run your race to make sure you accomplish. Okay, so I hope this has been beneficial to you because it helped me. Again, ask the right questions, but if you don't do it to the right people or the right one, you may get the wrong response. Okay, it's funny, true, because I was talking to my brother today, and it is today too, Thursday, and I was talking to him about something. I was talking to him about cats follow like lasers, and I was like, yeah, they follow lasers, like red lasers, and he was like, oh, okay, and then he was like, oh, like what about like green ones or blue ones? I was like, whoa, I don't know about any of that. I know like red ones. And he was like, huh, that's interesting. I was like, well, I mean, truthfully, I only know this because of Instagram. I watched like 3 Instagram videos, and so based off of those Instagram videos, I believe cats will follow red lights. I don't know about any other color light because I didn't see any other color light. I just saw a red light. And he was like, man, I appreciate that, man. I need more information given to me like that. I was like, yeah, man, you got to cite your source, because I don't want you to be out there sharing information I said. that may or may not be true, but I want you to know where I got my information from. Therefore, you can decide if you want to pass it on or check it before you say anything to it, to anybody else, right? And so he was like, man, I appreciate that. What am I saying all that to say? I'm saying that to say, make sure when you ask those questions, like I said, the right questions bring about the necessary answers so you can propel to go forward and to do the things that you are destined and purpose to do and to be. You want to make sure you're asking the right people, because some people will tell you the answers based off of what they desire. Some people will tell you the answers based off of the knowledge that they have. Some people will tell you the answers based off of the experiences that they have, which may not necessarily be the answer that you need, because I believe each answer as it pertains to life and some questions about why are very specific and unique to the person, to the situation, to the information, to various things. So make sure you're just asking the right people the questions that you truly need answers to so that you can get to where you want to be. I ask my questions to God 9 times out of 10, and sometimes that one time that I don't, I end up asking him as well. I ask my questions to God. God, why this? God, why that? And based off of what I hear, based off of what I understand, then we go. And truthfully, it's fun at the end of the day. So know that there is an answer for your questions. Those that seek will find. Those that ask will get an answer. Those that knock, the door will be open. And I believe on the other side of the door, on the side of seeking, on the other side of, receiving those things that you ask, is the answer that you need. So ask the question so that you can get the answer, but be you, and don't allow previous limitations to stop you from being you, because you don't have to do that. The difference between where I was before, in a nice bumper guarded life, in a nice bubble, I will say, to who I am and where I am right now, the middle point, that point that got me there, was purpose. Knowing who I am, why I'm here, and what I'm supposed to be doing. Now I'm free. I get to do it in the various ways in which I do it. I do it on Instagram, do it on YouTube, do it on the podcast, do it in life. I just do it. And it's fun. It really is fun. And you can have fun being you, doing you, and being the full expression of who you are. So with all that being said, great people, man, I love you all. I appreciate you all largely in this sense, because you all help me to really introspectively ask the questions necessary to get the answers that I need so that I can be all that I need to be, right? Not only for today, but this information will last me a lifetime. So again, thank you all, because you helped me to do such a thing. And I hope this helps you. If so, let me know in the comment section below. That will greatly help me and I would appreciate it. Just hearing different stories, knowing where you came from, knowing where you are, and knowing where you want to be. And, at the end of the day, I love connecting with people. So holla at me, okay? Whatever you want to do. That's my sound. But anyway, at the end of the day, obviously I need to go. I'm doing too much right now. So I love you all. I appreciate you all. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already done so thus far. And I hope you hit that like button too if you're watching on YouTube. So I'm officially out. Until next time. Peace.